All right, welcome back to my little channel here, the Neocon Job, where we examine how neoconservatives, people like Bill Kristol on the right and people like Hillary Clinton on the left, and a whole bunch of people who are now in media, people who used to cheerlead against war, who are now attacking the likes of Tulsi Gabbard, who seems to me very credible and a breath of fresh air going up against the establishment and saying, look, I don't think war is the answer. This isn't like a slogan, you know, it's not like a John Lennon slogan. This has to do with the war machine being funded by multinational corporations who essentially are invested in endless amounts of war to basically pad their bottom line and make all their shareholders happy. And who are their shareholders? Well, people who live in these ivory towers, who operate these giant media corporations, and who seem to have lost their way when it comes to common sense. For instance, this idea that we need to go to Syria, okay, and fix the problems in Syria. And if you don't immediately say, well, Assad is a bad guy and we need to be the policeman of the world and we need to go over there and fix it. No, we don't. It hasn't worked. Didn't work in Egypt. It didn't work in Libya. It doesn't work. It didn't work in Iraq, right? It certainly didn't work there. And we are something like $21 trillion in debt, right? And these wars, they cost trillions of dollars per year in most places, in most years. And how many years have we been in Afghanistan, for instance? And going on, what, like 20 years? So Tulsi Gabbard goes on The View, and she's being berated by Meghan McCain. Holy crap. I mean, this is how backward and upside down the world is. Now, of course, the McCain family, not known for their peacenik, lack of intervention, credentials. I mean, Rand Paul, they are not. And I just think it's hilarious that I'm in agreement with somebody who's on the left. Now, there's social solutions and policies and some of those other things I would probably vehemently disagree with, but here's the bottom line. If they're advocating for saving our country trillions of dollars, I'm willing to say if you want to do a social program, if you want to do an experiment with, Medicare for people who can't afford it, I wouldn't do it for all people, but I would say if you want to do a pilot program and opt people in who truly don't have the means for good insurance, then try it, get a couple $1 trillion together, because you could do it, because you'd be saving that money, because you wouldn't be spending it on endless wars. And Tulsi Gabbard has just absolutely ripped off a Band-Aid, and these people are coming at her. It's really interesting. It's like Howard Schultz, the guy from Starbucks. It's really interesting to see the media saying, no, we need to protect our military-industrial complex. We need to protect it. This has been a racket for years, and we can find another country where there's a tin pot dictator who wants to do mean things to his own people, and we need to send troops in because we're humanitarians and we care about human beings. Wow. How much do you care about homeless veterans? How much do you care about cleaning up the homelessness that's all over the country right now? How about the opioid crisis? Do you care about that? I mean, you can go down a list of things that you ought to care about that you don't. And, the Syrian people, unfortunately, who didn't want us there, I don't think they want us there. And we shouldn't be fighting a proxy war, by the way, with Russia. Let the Russians, if they want to go in there and do crap, let them do it. I mean, we've done this for too long. Our founding fathers did not believe in interventionalism. But yet, both major political parties, the school of thought is that we ought to have intervention. You got Tulsi Gabbard over with the Democrats, you got Rand Paul, and a little bit of Trump, but I think Trump has been completely undermined by his picks like John Bolton. I know. John Bolton, I like Trump to some degree, but John Bolton, it's like bringing George W. Bush or even George H.W. Bush back. And I think we've seen that and done that, and we need to pivot. We need to do something completely different. And anyway, it's just interesting, really interesting to see Tulsi Gabbard getting thrown under the bus, and then they back the bus up and they drive it over again. And you know what's cool about her is she is very cool as a cucumber. She handles it. I could vote for her for president. Again, I don't know her other stuff. I'm sure it's all very liberal, but I think by, ending the war machine. By the way, Tulsi, good luck with the deep state. If you ever got there, good luck with the deep state trying to, tell them to turn off the war machine. You're going to get the same resistance Donald Trump got, and that's why I think Donald Trump has stopped. I think even Trump's big proposals and things that he's thrown out there, I think a lot of that stuff is just going to be smoke and mirrors. And it's really sad because we really need change in this country, and we're not getting it. We got some economic change, which is great, but for lasting, recession or depression busting change, we need the war machine to shut down. That's my opinion. See you soon.